Hello ARMY, welcome to K Heart Channel. After the live, Jungkook finally revealed what Taehyung whispered. The room was dim, lit only by the soft blue glow of a computer monitor. Jungkook sat quietly, wearing a loose white hoodie and a headset that framed his gentle face. He smiled occasionally at the screen, but it wasn't his usual bright smile. It was fragile, hesitant. Fans watching his late-night live could feel it immediately. Something about his expression, his silence between words, carried a weight no one could explain. He kept glancing toward the back of the room, as if waiting for someone, then, without warning, he appeared. A familiar figure stepped into the light, a man in a gray Celine hoodie, wearing dark sunglasses even in the soft glow of the studio. Taehyung? Jungkook's voice trembled slightly, his lips curling into an unconscious smile. The chat exploded instantly. Taehyung is there, OMG. Two of them in one frame again. This feels too intimate. Taehyung didn't say a word. He simply walked over, leaned down, and wrapped his arms gently around Jungkook's shoulders from behind. Then, close to Jungkook's ear, he whispered something. The microphone didn't catch it. Only Jungkook's reaction told the story. His eyes widened, then softened. His lips parted slightly as if holding back a gasp. He covered his mouth, chuckled nervously, and muttered, "Hyung, you can't just say that." Taehyung smiled faintly, gave a brief squeeze, and left the frame. But the moment had already been immortalized. After the cameras stopped when Jungkook ended the live, chaos broke out online. Within minutes, #TaekookLive and #WhatDidV became global trends. But the real question was, what did he whisper? The next day, Jungkook went live again. Alone this time, same hoodie, same chair. But something in his eyes had changed, softer, almost nostalgic. Fans flooded the chat. What did Taehyung say? Please tell us. Jungkook. We can't move on from that moment, he smiled shyly. You guys really want to know? He looked down, twisting the drawstring of his hoodie. If I tell you, he might get mad. A small laugh, a deep sigh, then quietly, almost like a confession, he said, "Don't forget tonight." The screen froze for a heartbeat. Fans screamed, cried, and typed endlessly. Don't forget tonight? What does that mean? Jungkook's gaze drifted away from the camera, his voice barely a whisper now. He said it with a smile, but his eyes weren't smiling. The words that echoed everywhere. Those 5 words, "Don't forget tonight," took over the internet. They became a symbol, a secret code that only the two seemed to understand. The next day, Taehyung posted a cryptic message on Instagram. Don't forget tonight. The same words, the same tone, the same mystery. Fans lost their minds. He's talking about Jungkook. This is a love story hidden in plain sight. But both of them stayed silent. And that silence said more than any explanation ever could. Between the lines of a whisper weeks later, Jungkook appeared on another live. Same room, same chair, same hoodie. He played a quiet melody, one that fans recognized as the song he used to sing with Taehyung. His voice trembled slightly. Sometimes the simplest words are the hardest to forget. And then he added, some things aren't meant to be shared with the world, but that doesn't mean they're not real. Fans couldn't stop crying. They knew exactly who he was talking about. When music becomes memory. Months later, Jungkook released a new song. The lyrics shocked everyone. You said don't forget tonight, but how can I, when your voice still lives in my heart? It was clear now. That whisper had become music, a piece of his soul wrapped in melody. Fans called it the Whisper Song. Theories, edits, fan art, and tears filled the internet. And no one could forget that one small moment that turned into something eternal. The silent reply. Not long after, Taehyung posted a story, a dimly lit window, Jungkook's new song playing softly in the background. Caption. I haven't forgotten either. The fandom exploded. They're talking to each other through posts, and that was it. No interviews, and no explanations. Just two souls speaking through silence, and millions of fans who felt it in their hearts, a whisper that became a legend. Even now, years later, fans still talk about the Whisper Night. It wasn't just a moment. It became a symbol of connection, longing, and love unspoken because maybe, as Jungkook once said, sometimes the person you miss isn't the one who left, but the one who stayed quiet beside you. And in that silence, the world heard everything. Behind the whisper, time kept moving. Days turned into nights, and the glow of the live stream faded once again. But something inside Jungkook had changed. Small, subtle, almost invisible to the untrained eye, yet undeniable to those who knew him best. His smile was still the same. His voice still gentle, but his eyes carried something else, something that seemed to have stayed behind on that night. The night Taehyung whispered in his ear. Fans began to notice. Why does Jungkook seem quieter these days? One army posted on Twitter. Every time he smiles, his eyes don't really follow. Another replied, and beneath those comments, one question echoed again and again. Does he still remember what Taehyung whispered that night? Since that live stream, Jungkook had never mentioned that night again directly, but in several later broadcasts, he began to drop little hints, fragments of sentences that sounded ordinary, yet felt loaded with meaning. Sometimes, he said softly while looking at the screen, "The most meaningful things don't need to be said out loud." He paused for a moment, then added, "Some things are meant to be remembered by only two people." Fans went insane, some cried. Some wrote long threads full of theories. For some, it was just a reflective idol talking about life. But for those still haunted by Taehyung's whisper, those words felt like a key, unlocking something deeper, something perhaps only the two of them would ever understand. Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, Taehyung also kept quiet. He rarely went live these days, but when he did, the atmosphere was different. Not filled with laughter or playful teasing like before, but calm, pensive, and full of unspoken emotion. One night, he looked into the camera with soft eyes and said without context, "You know, there are nights that never return, yet they live here forever." His hand rested over his chest, right where his heart beat. Fans flooded the comments. Is he talking about that night? Why does every word from Taehyung lately sound like a hidden message for Jungkook? That same night, fans noticed Jungkook online on Weverse at the exact same time as Taehyung's live. He didn't write anything. He just pressed like on a fan's comment that read, "Don't forget tonight." Some promises don't need to be spoken twice. There was something beautiful and heartbreaking about their silence, not because of distance, but because of meaning. That whisper, once heard only by two people in a dimly lit room, had now become a secret that lived inside millions of hearts. Everyone was guessing, but only they knew the truth. And perhaps that's how it was meant to be. Some loves are never written. Some memories can only live through glances, not words. Weeks later, Jungkook released a short vlog, just 3 minutes long, no
Dialogue.
no music, just him, walking alone through the streets of Seoul at night, wearing the same gray hoodie Taehyung had worn that night. The wind blew softly, and at the end of the video, the camera stopped, capturing the purple-black sky above. Then, in a near whisper, Jungkook said, "I never forgot." No context, and no explanation, but for those who knew the story, those words felt like a gentle slap, or a hug that came too late. Time passed. Fans slowly accepted that they might never know what Taehyung truly whispered that night. Yet somehow, that mystery made everything feel more real, because sometimes what remains unspoken becomes the most precious thing to remember. They stopped waiting for confessions and began watching for signs. A glance on stage, a half-hidden smile, a motion of the hand that seemed to speak in a secret language only they understood. And every time the camera caught one of those moments, fans would whisper the same line in the comments, "Don't forget tonight." The voices, the screens, and the memories slowly blended into one soft rhythm. IT was no longer about rumors or speculation, but about two souls who once shared a moment too deep to explain, too beautiful to repeat.